Alex turned it off. Hold on. Let me get the. Here we go. Oh, there's no Alex to come in to do the intro to the podcast. He had something come up. He can't make it, but that's okay. I can run this podcast. I've done it before. I just hope I don't have any computer issues, which I haven't the last few, because it's just me and the guest and myself here tonight. So hopefully he can dialogue a little bit to get us through it. But here we are. Welcome to Bass and Brews, your weekly distraction from high-quality podcast content. I'm Paul. We have our guest with us. He's a repeat offender, Smiley. He's here. We're going to just shoot the shit for a little while. Probably mainly be about camping, because I still have not really been fishing much. Carter's sports have been doubled up until sometime in November. So we're going to roll with it. We'll see what happens. Hey, do us a favor. Go leave us a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify, and then leave the meanest comment that they will allow you to leave. We'll appreciate it. If you do that, when Alex checks it, he will read it off. Go to Patreon at bassandbrewspodcast.com, I think it is. Sign up for the Patreon. Once a month, we do a live show. Alex and myself with our Patreon members. The last one we did, I ended up getting sick and missed, and I was pissed, but we finished up Bloodhook, and we got to figure out what our next movie is going to be, but we're going to do some of these like little watch parties for movies. It's just a way for us to try to get back and let y'all have a conversation with us. We got the chat going, bring up chat, we talk, we have a good time. Go do that. We appreciate it. We'll get on with the show now. I think I forgot everything important except for the two things I said. Smiley, what's up, homie? How you doing?
What's up, man? How you been?
Man, I've been rocking and rolling.
I heard that.
Kid sports, work, all that good stuff.
Dude, I had a career change up. This is my 6th week at the new company.
Yeah. Anybody that follows you on the socials, we got a lot of inside information into the switch up and all kinds of funny stuff leading up to the switch up. You had quite the what do I want to say? You had quite the fun time for about a month and a half.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting, but it's been a good change.
Good. That's all that matters. You make a big change in life like that, and that change works out. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and the other bonus part is I think it's going to allow me to not only go camping more, but actually get back in the tournament kayak fishing finally, which I've been wanting to do for like several years now.
Are you holding your iPad in your hand?
I am.
You're gonna give me I'm gonna have a seizure over here.
I wish my computer wouldn't took about halfway apart. I would have did like we did.
You ain't got no table you can prop the damn iPad up on. Will you just live in a house with a chair and a dog bed and a bed?
Pretty much.
Speaking of dogs, where's your little puppy?
She is medicated right now and passed out in the other end of the house.
Medicated? She all right?
Yeah, she had some digestive issues.
Ooh.
Had to get that handled, so she's still on like pain meds and stuff.
Poor baby girl.
It's kind of hilarious when you have to sneak the pain meds into cheese.
Oh, see, that doesn't work for either one of ours. We never used cheese. It was always bread. In our lab, when you give him something like you'll do easy where you can give it and he'll just take it. But if you just chunk it up in the air, he doesn't even chew it up. It's just in and down.
Yeah.
Put a pill in there. I mean, Sarah went as far as putting the pills in there when the dogs weren't around and pretending that something dropped on the floor, and his ass knows. He puts his mouth. And Oscar, I mean, he because he chews everything because he got a little teeny mouth. You got to just pick him up and put it down the gullet.
So with her, what I figured out works is you give like the 2 sacrificial pieces that you balled up.
Get them primed.
Yeah, and then she becomes
We've tried that.
So then you give the last one, and she's like, "Oop." And then she'll look at, like, she knows immediately. She'll look at you and go, "Really?"
Yeah, we tried that and it didn't work either. Well, I hope she's feeling better.
Yeah, she is. It's just she takes that stuff, and for about 10 minutes, she's like waddling around like she's drunk, and then she just goes to sleep.
Yeah. I'm still pissed that you don't put more content out about her. She's such a cutie. Isn't she a Yorkie poo?
Maltipoo.
Maltipoo.
She can tell when I'm trying to film. Like, as soon as I kind of with the camera, she's gone.
You just got to start doing it, and at some point she'll get used to it and love it.
Yeah. I've got a whole bunch of videos of her looking at me and then turning away. Like, she doesn't do that if the camera's not on. And I'm like, if I post this, everybody's going to think my dog hates me.
I know it'd be pretty hard to make a damn a Maltipoo look like it's mad at you.
This one does. As soon as the camera turns on, she's like, ugh. It's like
ears go back and the side eye comes out.
Yeah. She just looks disgusted with you.
I got to put my damn glasses on, fucking blinding ass fucking light. All right, so you've been doing camping recently?
Not since it's gotten cold, which sucks because
which is the absolute best time to go camping.
It is.
No bugs. You can actually enjoy the fire.
And I bought a lot of stuff last year for putting in the Gazelle tent to keep it warm. Like, I bought one of the buddy heaters and a little heat activated fan that sits on top of it. So when it comes up, it just keeps it around the tent. And yeah, I think what's going to happen though is the long weekend at Christmas. I think I'm going to go camp that weekend. So.
Nice. Yeah, Carter and I haven't been this year either. I think I've said this before. He was playing soccer and football at the same time. Soccer ended, and then we had football and basketball at the same time. And now it's just basketball, but with basketball every weekend he's got a game.
Yeah.
If it was a practice, that's fine. We'll load up, come to practice, but we might do it for a game. We got to go. I haven't pulled out my camping shit since last year or early this year.
I went all the way up until right when it hit cold weather, and I haven't been since then. And that's kind of my favorite time to go.
No, that's 100% our favorite time to go. There's nobody. We camp at the Jordan Lake State Campground, so there's nobody there this time of year. You get a campsite, and there might not be anybody within you can see.
Yeah.
So it's just, we love going. And again, him and I just like to really sit around the campfire, eat, and sit around the campfire. That's it.
Same.
And it's much more enjoyable when it's cold. And then I sleep in a hammock. When I get in a hammock, I can snuggle up with all my quilts, and he gets snuggled in his. You're not sweating your balls off and all that shit.
That's pretty much how I roll. I either will take the hammock set up this time of year or take that. If it's really cold, like down here, it's been in the 30s at night lately. Like it would be take the big tent with the heater situation.
Yeah, we were in the high 20s Monday night, Sunday night, Monday night, I think. It's been quite chill. It was, it's been freezing the last few mornings. I've had to let the fog defrost off the windshield before I can go.
Yeah. That's been the same here. You go out and crank the truck, and you're like, well, I might as well go back in the house for like 20, 30 minutes before I can leave.
Yeah, I know. You can't even see.
No.
I don't know if you were on since you got your hammock set up. That was kind of a little bit of a cluster. I want to say it's hard for me to remember if you were on and we talked about it on a podcast or if you and I were just conversing back and forth. Because you had reached out to me a little bit about your hammock that you got because I'd had one. I've got a couple of theirs, and you were having some issues getting it, but like, I think people ended up saying in the Facebook group, yeah, this is kind of a one guy show.
Yeah.
And I think you ordered it in the spring. Was
I
it late
believe
last year?
it's been a while. I want to say it was last fall.
Then you have been on. We did talk about that before. But anyway, you got a hammock. Have you been in the hammock when it's super cold?
I haven't got to yet. That's part
Okay.
of why I want to go soon, is to test that thing out and see if it was actually worth the hassle.
It
Uh,
it is. Yeah, I mean, it is for me because I don't really like to sleep on a pad in a tent.
yeah.
I want to be in the hammock and
Well, and
um
normally, like with my other systems, I've got really nice underquilts. I was like, you know what? It's less stuff to carry. It's all in
mhm.
one thing. What killed me is right after I ordered that one, Dutchware came out with their insulated
Yeah.
version,
Yep.
and I've had the Chameleon before. My ex actually stole it,
Hmm.
and that was out of all the hammocks I've ever had. To me, it was the most comfortable hammock I've had.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about those, and when that came out, I had it. It's probably if I go log in, it's still in my shopping cart. I
Yeah,
had it in a shopping cart, but I didn't pull the trigger because I have enough. I'm out of room. I have enough
yeah.
camping shit.
Well, I've pretty much made a rule for myself that I need to sell. I've got three of everything, I think. And I've decided I need to sell two of the three before I buy anything more of a similar thing.
Well, if you got a buddy that wants to go camping and they don't have shit, you can always provide it. When Alex came down here, I said, "Bring a sleeping bag and a pillow." I have the tent, and I gave
Yep.
him the tent, and you know, otherwise he'd been sleeping in his car.
Well, and that's what my buddy that he finally caved in and got a rooftop tent.
Mm.
What got him into camping was he was like, I don't want to buy the stuff and then not like it. And me having spares of everything, I was like, just use my stuff a few times, see if you enjoy it. And then next thing I know, he's like, oh, my roof rack and my rooftop tent shipped today. And I'm like, all right, way to step it up a notch, I guess.
Yeah, there's a few guys that I camp with when we do, some destination fishing up in the Raleigh area, and they've got those. I mean, if I had a reason to spend that amount of money on it, I mean, they're pretty damn sporty, man.
They're expensive. I've got two of
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
them. And the one I'm gonna perma mount on my kayak trailer. The big one, it's going to become like a towable little camper that I can throw my kayak on.
Mm.
The other one is lightweight, like I can pick it up by myself and throw it up there if I want
Okay.
to use it. So
Yeah.
I take it off and on as needed. Like if I go on a trip where I know I'm gonna be parked for a few days in one spot, I use it. If I know I'm gonna move sometime within that period though, I take it off, leave it at home, bring the tent or hammock still.
Yeah, I love those things. If we were able to do more camping, if we were going once a month at least, man, it's so nice to have. It's there. It's not something extra you got to pack. It's already packed.
Yep.
You pop it up, put a pole or two in, set you out a tarp, and then when you're done, you just close it up and you're at a campsite and less than 30 minutes where I'm breaking down tents and folding shit up and everything's still wet because you got to leave by 10 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
throwing it in the back of the truck, so
So I've hit the point where if it's sites you got to book, I always book the day after I plan on leaving, so that I don't feel rushed like the morning of, like the Sunday when I need to come back.
hmm
I can get up and decide, yeah, we're gonna take our time packing this up,
yeah,
for that reason.
it's like $30 or $33 a night.
Oh Lord. See,
Yeah,
down here it's like a lot of the places I go to are 15, some are 20.
even the non-water, non-electric sites are, I don't know, 25 or 27 or something like that. I mean, that's stupid expensive for a pad.
Yeah. What's what
I
the
mean,
the ones like we go to down here, they're fully primitive.
Yeah,
A
that's
lot
nice.
of the campgrounds don't even have like actual access to water. Like you need to bring your own water, and
Mhm.
they'll have like a pit toilet in the central area, and that's like all they've got. And
Mhm.
I love them, but when hunting season hits, most of them are in the national forests.
Oh, so they're all taken.
That or they close them. A lot
Yeah.
of them they
Right.
close during
Okay.
hunting season, and it kind of knocks out a lot of the places I really like to go. And then what happens is we end up with an excess of people booking the other campgrounds that are similar that are still open. And unless you've booked 6 months ahead, you're just not getting a spot. So kind of puts a damper on it a little bit, which is I've started using Hip Camp a lot because of that.
Yeah, see, I'd had all those apps because was wanting to do some traveling primitive style camping with Carter. We do Jordan Lake 'cause it's right here. I mean, any of the campgrounds, they only have one of the 3 or 4 campgrounds open in the winter, and we're 15 to 20 minutes from all of them.
Yeah.
So it's just a quick, easy drive, and I've scoped out all of them now, and I have when you go to the state park, they got a little map with all of them. I've scoped them out and X'd out all the shitty ones, either the ones that hold water or they're not in a good location or they're small or something weird, and then I've got all the other ones circled that, I'll choose. But it's just so easy to get there and, because I mean, I'll get him out of school early. I'll go set up used to set up at 12, now it's 3. But I mean, it's just, you pretty much get a Saturday and a Friday night because Sunday morning is getting up and packing your shit up. But anyway, what I was going to say is getting that Monday, that's a whole other fucking $30.
Yeah.
I mean, so
That's
now
what,
I've got $100 to pretend, to go sleep like a homeless person.
yeah. So that's what a lot of the ones that I do, it ends up being like $65 to do it that way.
And that's another 25, 30 from what I would pay, and it's not that big of a deal, but usually by Sunday morning we're ready to. I, I'm not staying Sunday night,
Yeah.
so Sunday morning I'm ready to pack shit up, get to the house because I've got to unpack everything, and then I have to put all the tarps, all the tents, all the shit that was out. It's got to go get set up or draped to dry.
Yeah.
And, and I
See,
never
and
sleep good that first night either. I'm up all night.
that's part of why I like the way I do the extra time, because I will wait until the sun comes up good and dries all of it out.
Yeah. See, that
And
ain't gonna happen at those campgrounds. They're all in trees.
are they okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I mean, nothing's gonna really dry. If it's windy, it would, but for the most part, I mean, you're not getting a lot of sun in there.
there's a few places like that I go to that are on like the mountain streams and stuff. If you go to those, you've got to bring the stuff home to dry it out. Like it's
Yeah.
not even if the sun is out. I mean, because the mountains up north of me, which is the same way up there where you're at, I think it's also considered what do they call it? A something
Rainforest.
rainforest, but I can't remember what the classification is. But
Yeah, I can't remember, and I just read something about it not too
it's
long
like
ago.
decidual or something like that. But
Yeah.
it's the humidity levels tucked in there just so high. I mean, even if it doesn't rain, everything's gonna be damp.
Well, we're by Jordan Lake, so you're getting all that condensation overnight. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just wet, regardless, unless you got low humidity, which it's possible in the wintertime around here to get some low humidities
Oh,
when
we
that
don't.
front comes in.
We don't down here. Even so, we haven't had hardly any rain. Actually, Lake Lanier Islands today called me. They're trying to extend their boat ramp for the customer boats because they've pulled the lake down so much that the trailer's going off the end of the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, huh. And I went by, that's actually where I was when you texted me. I went by to check it out to see if I could kind of help them game plan it. And I walked down there and I went, I've never seen them pull this lake down this much, like ever. And then I got to think about it, and I was like, we really haven't had a whole awful lot of rain this year. We had like a 2-week span where it rained constantly, and that was about it.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot since the summer. And there's ponds that are down, and everything is definitely dry. Now we did get a good chunk of it Monday or Tuesday. We had good rain. We're supposed to get another half inch tomorrow, but now they're calling. It keeps dropping. It was half inch this morning. It's 800s now.
It's supposed to actually sleet here.
Yeah, so the western part of the state's going to get snow and possibly ice accumulation.
Yeah, that's what they're saying for us down here is ice. And I was like, so I can kind of deal with it being cold and raining, but when it turns into ice or snow, I'm like, no, keep it somewhere else.
That's the problem in the Raleigh area is typically if you're getting any kind of condensation, icy condensation, it is ice. And last year we got a couple snows for us, decent snows, but it's the ice is the problem, man. I mean, especially if you start getting up to that quarter inch or more,
Yeah.
that's when everything starts breaking and you lose power. That's when shit gets fucked up. And you can't go anywhere. I mean, it's one thing to drive on snowy roads. It's another when you get
frozen.
Yeah, it's fucking a sheet of ice. I mean, you can't even walk outside.
I'm so nervous about if that starts happening this year because I just started the new like saltwater tank and everything.
Oh God.
So my old tank, that was what killed it. It was running for 6 years, and the coral in it, I bought them as little frags like the ones that I've been putting in. And one of the guys at the fish stores actually told me with how big they had grown, most of them were worth $1,000 or more a piece. And we had one of those really bad ice storms. A bunch of power lines went down. We went without power for like a week and a half, and the roads were so bad for the first half of it, I couldn't even have went anywhere to buy a generator if anybody would have had any. And so this year I'm been keeping my giant camping power banks charged up just in case we lose power. Their sole purpose is going to be to power the fish tank.
Uh-huh.
So
I'll tell you, I haven't used it yet, but I was telling you earlier, I have a problem with generators and power banks. This it is legitimately a problem. I'm sitting at looking at 3 power banks on my desk right now. Now, these are good ones. These are 20,000 milliamp. I think this other big one's like 33 or something. And they're camping, work, all kinds of shit. And then we have like 8 inside that are the cheaper ones that the kids use.
yeah.
But I bought a generator. So we had an ice storm in South Carolina. I think it was 2012, somewhere around in there. And power was out for our friends and some people for 4 days, 5 days. Well, we only lost it for a total of 24 hours in two 12-hour increments over like 4 days. And I was off work. Well, everybody else had to work. So we had every night people were coming to our house and we were cooking. They were taking hot showers. They were washing laundry and shit. And anyway, after that, I told my wife, so we're getting a fucking generator. I'm not having this shit happen again. So I bought one, converted it to gas and propane. It's been a great one. I pull it out and run it three times a year. Well, anyway, Harbor Freight has a Predator Quiet. I think it's a 5,000.
Yeah.
Dual propane or gas, already built in quiet. And they go on sale and they'll be $100, $150 off sometimes. And I just wait. I never pulled the trigger for months and months. And finally it came up on like 100, one of those discounts. I went and bought it. So I've got it. I haven't even hooked it up yet. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't know, you spend around $650, $700 if you get it on sale. And they go on sale 3 or 4 times a year.
Yep.
But man, I have 4 or 5 things of propane, 45-pound tanks of propane for all the cooking. I don't have to worry about going to buy gas and then having 10, 15 gallons of gas sitting around the house, and then you never use it.
And it goes bad.
Well, you put it in a vehicle, but if you got a newer vehicle, you got to get a funnel that fucking pushes the door down. But then, I mean, it's a two-person, it's just a fucking pain in the ass. Anyway, yeah, I always have propane. And if there's a storm potentially coming, I can go fill up all my empty propane tanks and shit. I got fucking a month's worth of
propane
stuff. Yeah.
Well, and that's what, so I've been stacking back money. I'm planning on getting a teardrop camper, hopefully at some point next year. When I get one, I'm going to get one of those generators and just let it literally live on the tongue of the trailer, so that when we go to these campgrounds, that the one I'm getting's got solar power and stuff on it, and it's got batteries. I'm going to upgrade them to lithium. So ideally, all I'll have to do is during the day, if the batteries are low and like it's cloudy or I'm under tree cover, I can power the generator up for a little bit, top everything off, or if I want to run the microwave or something like that, then, or the AC, then I can turn the generator
on. A microwave camping.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna be like, when I get this thing, I'm gonna be spoiled.
Bougie.
Yeah, I'm gonna be spoiled because it's pretty nice actually. It's if you ever look up the new campers, it's the tag. It's the little teardrop one that they make, and the back's like a clamshell. It opens up. You can put a 12-volt fridge back there, and it comes with a microwave. And then on the inside, it's got AC and heat. And then you've got, of course, a little fan in the ceiling and all the windows open. So it's going to be pretty legit when I get it. But I'm gonna get the generator just in case, because 90% of the times, even when I have that, when I go camping, it's not going to be at power sites.
Yeah, I'll just say from all the Predator stuff I have, and I have their smallest quiet gas generator, the little handheld one. I've used it quite a few times, and it's great, super quiet, runs everything we need it to run. I've got one of their battery boxes. And it's lithium. There's lithium ion. There's couple different lithium batteries they're putting in those things now, and that one actually has the better lithium battery.
Yeah.
I've never had any problems. I was telling you before. I mean, I was using it to heat my lunch up with my heated lunchbox in the work truck, and I could probably squeeze out 3 days if I needed to.
That's pretty legit.
It is, because it's heating up a fucking lunchbox for 30 or 40 minutes. That thing sucks down some wattage.
That's what that was my whole thing with like the 12-volt fridge with using the portable power banks. So the larger one that I've got, if you were using it, you couldn't hook a solar panel to it at the same time. It was designed to be like you go plug it into a wall somewhere, within 45 minutes it's fully charged up type situation. And it just didn't have the circuitry to be used that way. And the Jackery I've got just a 500. It's like not the smallest one they make, but the next step up, really. Or at that time, it was the next step up. I think there's a 300 now that's like the in between. But you could hook a solar panel to and be using it at the same time. And if I would have decided to go that route, I was going to actually mount a solar panel on top of the rooftop tent, wire it down into the camper shell, let the Jackery and the fridge live in there. But then I ran into a lot of times I haul like 2 kayaks and some coolers at a time. So it was like, this just ain't cutting it for how I roll 90% of the time, you know?
Yeah, now I love to camp and cook, but you talking about you got 2, 3, 4 coolers is because y'all are cooking low country bowls. And I mean, it's like we're having a get together at the house on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, now I've been taking that. I got one of the portable Rectech pellet smoker too. So, like when I went to Rockadock recently down there in West. It's not far from PCB, but it's in like the little bottom corner of Alabama over there. We last minute grabbed one of the RV sites literally just to have power and water like right at the site because there were a bunch left over. And I brought the pellet smoker down. We cooked good. Like
I bet. Shit, if you're gonna haul a fucking pellet smoker, you better be. We ain't
yeah,
cooking hot dogs and hamburgers. We're
no,
cooking. We're
no.
cooking ribs and maybe a Boston butt. You know, we ain't farting around with no campfire food.
The one night I did, I think I ended up cooking 200 smoked wings.
Mm.
I mean, I was just throwing down the whole week. I was like, what do y'all want today? Like we would be kayaking down the river because we picked a different spot like every day to go to. And I'd be like, all right, I'm taking votes. What does everybody want tonight? I'm gonna go buy the Piggly Wiggly on the way back. And then we'd get off the river and be heading back. I'd swing by the Piggly Wiggly, got whatever got the most votes. And of course, I have my big giant dry box full of rubs and seasonings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So go back, season it up, throw down. I came very, very close. I did do like a poor man's version of burnt ends for the potluck night.
Mm-hmm.
But I came very close to one day where I was like, all right, I'm kind of tired. I'm just going to chill around here and be lazy and maybe like swim in the river right by camp. I almost went and got a pork butt and smoked it, but
So that's some shit I would have done. I'd be like, look, y'all go fuck around out there. I'm gonna sit here at campsite and smoke a butt, sit by a fire, and drink.
yeah, which was funny because a lot of the other people, the day I decided to have, because I always pick one random day every year at that event where I'm like, I'm going to have a lazy day today. And the day that I picked it, I think there were a lot of people that were like, Smiley hadn't put his kayak in the back of his truck yet. He's going to hang out around here and he's going to have food. So there were like several people that opted not to go kayaking that day. And they all migrated over to my area and was like, what are you cooking, bud? So
look, when Carter and I go, we take hot dogs, smoked sausage. I make camp bread. I might bring some spam, and then we have mac and cheese. He'll eat a cup of noodles. We'll have the hot dogs and smoked sausages, and I mean that's pretty much it. And maybe I've got a fuck ton of dehydrated stews in the freezer. I
do
might
y'all
bring one or
have
two of
any
those.
of the Asian markets up your way?
Oh yeah, we got two. We got H Mart, and then we have another one that's a local one. And H Mart's fine. I mean, I can get some stuff there. I can't get at that one, but the local one I can get 1 carrot, or if I want to get bean sprouts, I don't have to get a whole fucking bag. I can grab a handful, which is enough for me to put in 2 fuzz or something
Yeah.
like that.
I was gonna say, so there's I have been sampling all of the ramens at
Oh,
H Mart.
okay. So Carter and I have been eating a lot of ramen here recently as well.
And I need to go through and write down a list and send it to you because there's several that I've found that taste just like restaurant quality that honestly in the store you'd walk right by them and be like, eh. And I go in every time I'm in H Mart because I go and get the kimchi and
Mm-hmm.
every once in a while I'll grab some of their bulgogi and stuff like that to bring home and make. But I like every single time I'm in there, I go down the ramen aisle and get about $20 worth of random ramen, and just try it all. And I've been making a list of what's really good and what's not. And I found one that it's a tonkatsu flavored ramen. It tastes just like what you'd get at a ramen restaurant.
Do you know the brand?
No, because it's not in letters I know how to read.
Okay. Yeah, so when we go camping, it's cup of noodles. Like, the cheap ass cup of noodles. But the ramen we've been getting, he likes the Buldak 3 cheese.
Yeah, the bulldag's good.
Yeah, it is good. So all he wants is the Bulldog 3 cheese. No, not any of the hot sauce, because Bulldog will put the whole pack in there. Now I love the whole pack; it doesn't bother me. But a single drop of Bulldog, if you are not very good with heat, it will fucking fire your ass up, baby.
I can't. They're spicy ones. I can't eat them.
Yeah, that's all I eat are their spicy ones, and I put the whole thing in there. But what I was going to say, the reason I wouldn't do that kind of ramen out camping is because I doctor mine up. I put an egg yolk, so I'll put the spicy packet and then the spices, and so that one doesn't come with the freeze dried bullshit.
Oh
So
yeah.
I put that in there. I put the what's the Japanese mayo? Fuck. Kelpie, cutie pie. No, PewDiePie. Fuck, I can't remember right now. Isn't it Cupie? Cutie or Cupie or something?
Yeah, it's something like that. And I can't think of it.
Anyway, it's the Japanese. I'll put a couple tablespoons of that in there, crack an egg and put the egg yolk in there, and then mix all that together. And then I'll buy the really, really thin sliced beef. I'll get everything cooked up and I put it in there, and I put sprouts in there. Matter of fact, I've eaten ramen the last 3 days in a row, and it's been some bottom round slices that I've marinated pan fried like you would if it was going in beef and broccoli. And then I boil tofu, some firm tofu, and that's what I've been eating is tofu beef and the ramen.
Dude, I have I used to never like tofu.
Oh, let me stop you right there. For people that are still here, welcome to Bass and Brews podcast, where we might talk about a little bit of fishing, even though Smiley is one of our camping guys that we talk camping. So we really don't talk a lot of fishing, but welcome to Bass and Brews. This is what happens. We were talking about camping shit, and then all of a sudden now we're talking about making ramen at home. Go ahead, Smiley.
Well, even then, the same way I make ramen at home, I make it when I'm camping.
Yeah, see, when we cook hot dogs and hamburgers, they're on the fire.
Yeah.
On pieces of wood that I carved 3 years ago. And we haul them. I keep them safe, and we haul them because they're perfect. I've got them where you can put 4 or 5 hot dogs on there, and then when you put your smoked sausages on them, they're pronged. They got a bunch of prongs coming out, so you can put it on there. It doesn't slip off and shit. I mean, but anyway, and then I carry my little 1-burner griddle, and that's how I do camp bread and eggs and shit like that.
So if I'm gonna be campfire cooking the whole time, and this is gonna sound weird, I've got one of the smaller can cookers, and I would literally use that to make my ramen.
Yeah, well, that's all you need.
Yeah, and
I mean, that's it.
And I mean, that thing. We've done seafood bowls in that when it was a smaller group. I've made a lot of stews in it just over the campfire. It works really good for that. And but yeah, if I'm gonna do my ramen, like either that or a single burner stove, and you set that thing on there and just get the ramen where it needs to be consistency wise. And if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably gonna have some chicken broth or some beef broth or one or something, and I'm gonna throw it in a bowl. I'm gonna pull the noodles out of the water, throw it in that broth with a little bit of like soy sauce, and I will 9 times out of 10 break up bacon in there and stuff like that, and do the egg like you were talking about, and just roll with it.
Yeah, ours, like I said, it's when we, especially hot dogs, we have hot dogs and mac and cheese, and then I'll usually stop at the store and get some Roos slaw, because Roos slaw's delicious. And then I'll usually make homemade chili, because I'll use like half a pound for chili, which is still a fuck ton of chili. And then the other half I'll make little patties for Carter to snack on during the day.
Have you dehydrated chili yet?
Yep, I've got chili. I've got what do I have in there? Because I haven't done it in a while, but I've got chili. I think I have some kind of I got chicken. Well, not it's chicken pot pie, but it's chicken pot pie filling. It's just the filling. I've got that, which that's probably my favorite thing dehydrated meal to eat. It's something about it, just everything, the consistency ends up being really good. I've got 3 or 4. I got like split pea soup. I've got all kinds of shit in there.
Also, because I used to dehydrate like individual ingredients and then label what was what and have it in these 9 million freezer bags in the fridge. And then when I wanted to make different mixtures or soups or whatever, I would scoop out whatever amount I'd figured out worked best and make it before the trip. And then I was like, I wonder if you can dehydrate chili. And then that started just a whole evolution of, nah, I'm going to take leftovers that we got. If it ain't got a lot of fat content in it, I'm just going to dehydrate that stuff. And it took all the effort out.
Yeah, even the stuff that I've done that has like chili's going to have a higher fat content because you're usually using 80, 85. But I've not had no problems with it dehydrate. Now I keep all my dehydrated shit in the freezer too.
I do.
It's in Ziplocs. Yeah, I mean that's if you're not going to eat it like next week or two, you should always put your dehydrated food in the freezer. But
So,
the only thing here, real quick, the only thing with making the whole meal that I found is everything dehydrates at a different pace.
Yep.
And so, to get your beef or your chicken, you got to have it in really small pieces because I had some that were bigger pieces and it didn't dehydrate. Everything else was like fucking dust.
Yeah. So what I do with that is when I go to do it, even the beans and the chili, I mush them. So I will like mush everything up so that it's not like its original form, really.
Well, chili's not that bad either though because it's ground beef.
Yeah.
But if you're doing anything with steak or not steak, but like a pot roast, I mean, you really have to cut. The biggest thing is the chicken. Chicken and potatoes are what I had to get right, not to fuck it all up. The size of them.
The way I do chicken, if I'm gonna dehydrate it, is actually I buy the canned chicken and I'll lay it out on a thing and take a fork and push it until it's almost like shredded chicken. And that dehydrates really well and rehydrates really well.
Makes sense.
But that's the only way I found to do chicken good.
Well, I had to make the chicken pot pie filling that I dehydrated. It turned out good, but it ended up being shredded chicken.
Yeah.
And so, and I pulled it into fine shreds, so it worked out how it was. But I like that because it's just easy, and usually they're in big bags, and so I'll take like a sandwich bag size.
Yeah.
And if I want a snack, that's a couple little snacks, and it's not a lot of food. It's quick and easy to do because I just put it on my fucking little torch burner on my ISO can and get the water heated up, drop it in there, let it boil for 30 seconds, a minute, and then let it sit till it's ready to eat. And it takes 5 minutes.
Yeah. It's great. That's like if I go camping by myself, 9 times out of 10, that's how I'm gonna eat. If I'm going with a group, that's when I'm like, all right,
yeah, that makes sense.
This is worth like breaking out the other stuff, you know.
Yeah, when I've gone camping for fishing, obviously I usually get there Friday evening, and they've already been there Wednesday, Thursday. They've already been there a full night or two.
Yeah.
And so the guys usually have a little kitchenette area set up, and we'll cook steaks, but I always just throw my steaks on the coals on the fire, and that's what I'll eat. I get a big ass ribeye, and that'll be the only thing I eat because I don't want to eat too fucking much bullshit. Because next morning, gotta get up and go fishing. I don't be shitting in the woods on the side of the lake or somebody's front yard. But that Saturday night is usually kind of we'll throw down a little bit, but I still if I'm going fishing, camping, for a tournament because that's when I would do it. I'm gonna bring a steak for that first night, but then a lot of times I just have the dehydrated shit because I don't need anything but that one little burner.
Yeah. Well, and that's back when I was doing the tournament stuff. I don't even think I brought cook systems with me when I would camp. I think I did all of my cooking over the fire.
Fire. Yeah.
But of course, back then, like I was a lot more impoverished, a lot, like a
Well,
lot more.
yeah. The
And
cook
it
over the
was
fire.
a
The cook over the fire. You're already making a fire,
yeah.
but when you got a big group of people there, people are chunking shit in there and throwing more wood. It's kind of hard,
Well,
but
so what I did when I was doing it was I would literally like it would be hot dogs all week. Like I was
mhm.
eating hot dogs at breakfast, dinner. Like that was my life's blood. I'd stop by Dollar General and get hot dogs and buns and just
Some bar H,
yeah, like
fucking
it
tits
was
and clits dogs.
yeah, it was bad. But I and it's bad looking back on that. Actually, like thinking about that now, I wish I had that passion for fishing that I had back then. Like, because I just don't anymore. Half the time when I go fishing, I take the rods and stuff. I end up just propped back, chilling, watching like cranes and stuff catch little fish and stuff more than I end up fishing.
Yeah. My thing is I want to go camping or I want to go fishing. I
Yeah,
don't if it's a tournament and we're camping, obviously I'm doing that because it's 2 days or it's a long ride and I don't want to make that drive, leave the house at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning type bullshit. So that's a different story. But when Alex came down, we didn't even bring a fishing pole. We even bring a fucking hand job adventures came and stayed with us and he had his kayak and fishing poles and shit. He went and fished in the little pond beside the campsite. Alex and I didn't even walk over there to it. Same thing when Bobby Roast Beef came down. We went fishing, but it rained like a motherfucker and it was cold. So it
yeah,
was miserable. But we spent most of our time camping. But when Carter and I go there, we always get campsites, usually either by a pond or right on the lake. And we don't bring fishing stuff. If he wants to bring a pole to go fart around on the bank, sure, I'll bring it. But when we go camping, luckily he's just like me. All he'll go, he plays in the woods and runs around and stuff. But all he wants to do is sit by the fire, poke the fire, and relax. We
yeah,
don't have any plans to do. We'll go for a hike. Like that's I don't like combining shit with camping. When I go camping, I want to camp. That's my time to literally do nothing but cook and fuck with the fire. That's the
yeah.
only two things I want to do.
Well, and that's what. So the only time I think I really fish when I go camping anymore is if we camp near a trout stream or on a trout stream. But even then, because I'm so used to waking up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, I wake up, I've had my little grilled cheese or something for breakfast. And as soon as the sun comes up and it's legal to be fishing, I start. 9 times out of 10, I've caught my limit before everybody else has woke up. So I'm already back with cleaned fish in the cooler, chilling by a fire. Everybody else is starting to wake up and stuff. And they're like, are you not going fishing? And I'm like, oh, I already been.
Mhm.
Y'all are behind.
It's 9:30. It's time for me to crack open a beer and
And
start fucking hanging out.
that's exactly what happens. So, and those trips I'll fish on religiously just because I wake up and I'm like, what else am I gonna do?
Well, that's
Yeah,
a little bit different. I mean, you got a little small satchel for your lures, one rod. It's
it's
not the kayak. It's not all the bullshit, and
you know,
so that's a little bit different.
I've almost hit the point like if I have to load and unload a kayak, even when I'm out on the water, all I want to do is sit there and relax. Even at that point, like I
Not
don't want
me.
to do anything else.
Not me. If I'm putting my kayak in the water, I'm fucking fishing. I'm not going to the lake unless that's going to happen with my kayak. My kayak is not going to be unloaded for me to just go sit in the body of water and relax. I'm not doing it.
Well, I'm also wanting people when I do it and it's the warm months, like I'll be sitting there chilling and I'll be like, it's kind of hot, and I just bail off the side and chill for a minute and then get back in.
Yep, I ain't got time to go swimming. I put the kayak in the water to fish. I don't want to fucking do nothing else. I don't want to. There's no other reason for me to put the kayak in the water unless I'm fishing. Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, we went. You need to come down and do one of the island camping trips with us. Those are actually what we usually do is take rods to set up along the bank of
Like
the
just
island.
catfish, junkfish,
Yeah,
bottom fish, whatever bites it.
yeah, it is
Yeah,
like
I'm down
it's
with that.
relaxing, it's
Yeah.
fun, and 9 times out of 10 out there on the island, like there's nothing going on. Like nobody bothers you. You're
Mhm.
chilling. And that last trip we went on, we did that, and had a little fire going on the beach, chilling by it because it was actually kind of cold that night. It was hot during the days. It got cold that night. We're chilling by the beach, had all the rods out, sitting there watching them, chilling, catching fish left and right. And it was, other than getting to the island and getting back, it's very minimal effort. So,
Yeah, I'm down with that. Like if I load the kayak up with camping shit to go to an island and camp, I'm cool with that. But I'm not bringing any fishing shit. I'm just like I'm just I might br- I might bring a rod with a fucking beetle, a light, one of my ultralights, one of my ugly sticks, with with a handful of beetle spins, and call it good.
well, what we do is like a few of us will bring several rods apiece. And when we line them up, as you're all sitting there chilling, it's like, all right, whoever sees it go off first, it's free game. Whoever can get to it first, grab it. So, because
Yeah.
that one trip we went, there was like 12 of us that went. Only like 4 of us brought fishing poles,
Mm-hmm.
and by God, everybody got to reel in a fish that trip.
Well, you can't beat that shit. Hell.
No,
Well, I know I sound like the most boring person to go camping with, but I promise you can ask Bobby Roast Beef, you can ask Alex, you can ask Dustin. They all camped with me, and I mean it's fun. I promise. I just like to not do anything.
yeah,
We'll go for little walks or fuck around and stuff like that. But in general, I'm glad my wife doesn't want to camp because if she did, she'd be let's go into town and do this and let's go on 10 hikes and she would not be the person that just wants to sit around the campfire and hang out.
well, and this,
Luckily that's how Carter is. Carter has free reign. I told him there's the only rules are not to get hurt.
yeah,
And so he has free reign to have his iPad. I got a cell phone booster. He downloads shows, free reign to have his phone and iPad. You know what happens? He's hardly ever on them.
yeah.
Free reign. He's the most he's on them is usually an hour or two before while he's in his tent, and he will turn them off and go to bed. If I gave him that shit at the house, I'd wake up at 5 o'clock
Nonstop.
in the morning. I'd hear him over there trying to hide it because that's happened before when his mama's out of town. I let him go to bed with his iPad. Got like an hour's sleep. But
Well,
that when we go camping, man, that's the thing is he just loves to do the same thing I like to do, which is not much of nothing.
well, and that's like, so on the backcountry trips, like backpacking or kayak camping, I'll bring my Kindle, and I do that. Like when it's time, everybody's ready to go to bed and need to be quiet, whatever. I'll sit there and read books and chill in my hammock or by the fire or whatever. And but when we're like car camping and you're 5 feet from the vehicle, I'll do the same thing. I'll download a bunch of shows and stuff on my iPad, and I just throw my AirPods in or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and I'll sit in there and watch a whole movie, and then finally, hopefully, fall asleep. I don't know what it is. When I'm camping, it's hit or miss. Like sometimes I either
Yep.
die and sleep really good, and sometimes it takes me forever to fall asleep, and I wake up like every hour.
That first night, I have a hard time sleeping.
Yeah,
Usually the second night because it's the second day of drinking and also being tired. I'll knock out, but because I've been drinking, I get shitty sleep.
yeah,
And so Sunday night when I come home or Sunday when I'm going to bed, I'm just fucking done.
yeah.
But that first night, I never sleep. And that's anything. That's traveling, staying in a hotel, Airbnb. That first night, man, I'm I don't know, new place. I don't know what it is.
I'm that way. If it's not my bed and I'm somewhere different, the first night, sometimes maybe 2 nights, depending, because like there's one spot we go camp at near Helen, Georgia, and the sites are right on the river, and there's a lot of little mini rapids right there, and just the noise from it,
Yes.
it takes you a couple of nights to get like numb to it.
They see that would be the complete opposite for me. Having that noise would probably help me that first night. I love to have that any noise. Like I like that not I like that constant flow of water or the constant uh whooshing of the wind through the leaves.
Yeah.
See, that's soothing to me. I want that. When it's just pitch quiet, I'm just my ears are ringing, my mind's going a million miles an hour. Like it's just I fucking hate it. So at that same thing, I turn my phone on, I put my AirPods in, and when I'll fall asleep, and if I wake up in the middle of the night, I restart the show and put my other AirPod in because I gotta have something going on.
Well, and I used to be that way. It used to be, so the reason I know all the cool campsites by rivers is because that used to be the only way I could sleep when I was camping. And when I got into backpacking, we decided to do the whole Georgia stretch of the AT at one point. It was supposed to be good weather the whole trip. It's supposed to be fantastic weather, perfect. It was like warm enough during the day where you weren't going to be hot, but not too cold at night where you were going to be really cold. So we timed it that way so we wouldn't have to carry a whole bunch of extra stuff. Well, about the time we got to the Blood Mountain area where the resupply store is up on top of, well, it's not on top of Blood Mountain, but it's about 2/3 the way up the top. Before we got to it, the temps had started dropping like crazy. It was kind of sprinkling rain. We all had rain jackets, but we didn't have, like, I had a light hoodie with me. And we're sitting there, and I looked at my buddy, and I was like, dude, it feels like it's like 40 degrees out here now. And it was the middle of the day. And we were like, well, when we get up to the Traveler's Rest thing, the restock, let's check with them, see what the weather's looking like, because we didn't have any cell signal for some reason. Normally that stretch does. I've done that stretch like as an overnighter multiple times, and that trip none of our phones were working. So we get up there and we ask the guy at the store, and he goes, yeah, it's supposed to be in the 20s tonight.
And wet.
Yes, and high winds, like very high winds. He goes, there's actually like a severe storm coming in. And he said, but after it passes, it's supposed to be great. And we all go, and we immediately went over to the clothing section and bought gloves, beanie caps, fluffy jackets, and I think I bought some insulated base layer pants because I was like, I'm gonna need these. And we had some hot chocolate in there, kind of pondered, hey, should we go ahead and call somebody to come get us, take us back to one of the vehicles? And then, yeah, like we're sitting there debating this. We're like, do we want to ride out this overnight storm? And we got to think about it. And we're like, I know we don't want to ride it out at the shelter that's at the top of the mountain because it's going to be unsheltered, really. Even though you're in a shelter, it's going to catch all of it.
Was it like a lean-to, a 3-sided shelter?
So the one at the top of Blood Mountain is actually like a house without a door or windows on it. It's nice, but it's rodent infested. Like I didn't want to sleep.
They all are.
Oh no, this one's like bad. And
like chew through your sleeping bag while you're sleeping in it bad.
Yeah, like Ugh. get into everything, man. Like it's terrible.
Man, you got to worry about the hantavirus in a place that infested too.
Yes. So we were like, all right, not staying in that one. So we were like, there's one if you come down the backside that's about halfway down the mountain. There's a little side trail that's a 1 mile out of the way thing, but there's a water resupply right before you get to the shelter, and it is just a lean-to. And we were like, well, let's go to that one. That'll work. We get to this thing. We got about 30 minutes of daylight left. We roll up. 2 Boy Scout troops are there. So it's like all the flat area around the shelter's full, like it's just covered. And I
It's
looked at him and I said,
awkward because
well,
there's
I looked,
fucking 20 kids running around acting the fool.
it was more than that. There was probably 30 kids and there was like 7 or 8 adults. And then there were also some through hikers there at the same time.
Oh, I bet
So
they were happy.
and they were not. And
Just being facetious.
so I looked at the guys and I said, well, there looks like there's a little clearing down the hill. We're just going to have to like kind of climb down there. And which is what we did. So we get down this side of the mountain a little bit and there's like a little clearing that's mostly kind of flat, semi-flat. And we set up and I had my Dyneema tent at the time, which Dyneema, if you're laying in it and there's any moonlight, you can see the trees perfectly clear through your tent. And we lay down. I'm shivering, like doing everything I can, trying to stay warm. Wind starts picking up, and
Did you have an underquilt?
I was in a tent, so I had a high
okay.
R value insulated pad,
Yeah.
and then I had my full cocoon sleeping bag, which is 20-degree rated. So I should have been fine. But it just dropped so fast, and the wind was just sucking any kind of
wind. Fuck yeah, the fucking wind will suck it out, man. Now it was a 20-degree rated, not comfort rating, right?
It is comfort rated.
Oh well, there's the problem.
I'm one of those people that if it's 20-degree comfort rated, I'm good down to like 35.
Right. Yeah. Comfort rating's not survival. Like, I mean, that is 20 degrees and could be rough.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there chilling and like about to freeze to death. I could hear the other guys like teeth chattering in their tents. And
I'm huddle up in the middle of the night to stay warm.
We actually discussed that. all of us had single man tents, so
it almost got that bad.
It did. So I'm literally sitting in my tent, and I can see it was a full moon, and between the clouds, I could see trees going from like here to here and then back, and I'm either going to die from hypothermia or be squished by a falling tree, and this is it. This is how I'm going to die. And I did not sleep at all that night. So then the next day, as we start our trek, the rest of the way, we get all the way down the mountain, get to one of the crossings where you cross one of the roads. I made it all the way to the parking lot, and on flat ground, rolled my ankle. And we had to just call it. Like, after that, they were done. They were checked out before that happened. They were like, we were just waiting. We were waiting.
They were checked out when you climbed in your tents that first night.
Yes. And they were like, we were waiting on an excuse to leave. Like, we hate that you just rolled your ankle, but let's
we've gone.
Yeah. So I was the excuse for canceling the trip.
That's also, there's 2 different types of camping. When you're going camping, when your vehicle's right there, or you got a short hike into a campsite.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But when you have to carry everything that you need and you're hiking, that's a whole different kind of camping. That's different gear. It is a whole different ball game.
And that's part of why I have so much equipment, because I have the backpacking hammock system. I have the backpacking tent system. 2 completely different backpacks for those 2, by the way. I had to get a larger volume one for the hammock setup. And then I've got my kayak camping loadout. And then I've got the completely separate car camping stuff, which can go one of 6 ways at this point.
I don't have all that shit. I've got a couple tents. The tent that Alex stayed. I can't remember the name of it. I don't remember. It's not One Tigress, but it's a cheaper. Who's the guy out of North Carolina that reviews all the camping shit? You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know you talk because I think he's going to HangCon this year. Is it Spaguyver?
No, this is a different guy. I can't remember shit. He huge channel, over 1 million people, I believe. And all he does is review gear. He lives up in the mountains in North Carolina somewhere. And anyway, he reviews all the gear, so he's got expensive ass fucking gear, but he does the reviews on the like I think the tent that I got is $150 or $120. And he was like when he goes to camping stuff, that's the guy I go to. I haven't watched YouTube in forever.
Is it
So
the guy that's the doctor?
I don't know. I'll find it on YouTube. When you get on your next diatribe, I'll pull it up. But anyway, so I've got Carter his own. He's got a REI backpacking 1-person tent, and it's it's the one that's fully covered, got the doors. It's a freestanding tent, so stakes only. It doesn't need poles. Backpacking tent. That's
It's
what
like
he
a
uses.
tension style tent.
Yeah, it's just freestanding tent's what it's called. I guess if your Dyneema tent must not have been a Durston, because Durston are freestanding because most Dyneema tents are.
I've got a Durston X-Mid Pro that's the single person one, and then I've got the Z-Packs 2-person version of it too.
Yeah.
I prefer the Durston. I like the Durston a lot.
Yeah, I don't do enough backpacking to justify $400 tent. 1-person tent.
I wish it was $400.
Yeah. But see, I've got and then I've got a big tent that we've used once, because when we went to go pick up Oscar, our Havanese, we camped because we were there for one night, and so my wife needed a 4-person tent for her and the 2 kids. I slept in the hammock, but I have the hammock set up for me. Carter has his own tent, but also it's the time of year. You got to bring different shit for every time of year for sleeping and camping.
Yeah.
I mean, the wintertime, a lot more blankets and stuff.
And insulation in general.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna camp like poor people in tents and hammocks, you don't have to have a ton of gear. But
you don't, and
I mean, you can do it with a hammock, a fucking isobutane burner, and a titanium pot, 8-liter pot.
Yeah, and
or 750 milliliter pot.
I've tried not an 8 really liter.
That'd be fucking huge.
I've tried really hard, like in my videos, to be like, you don't have to have all this. If you've got the bare essentials, like I've got all the creature comforts, but I have all like the creature comfort stuff because I've had years to buy all of it and build my kit and step up and level up equipment over time. And I've done it like a piece at a time. But when I started out, like my entire loadout was literally the cheapest stuff you could get off Amazon, and it was just the bare essentials. And like he was saying, I mean, if you've got a little pot and a little single burner to throw it on, and you want to rock the dehydrated meals or like mountain houses or anything, you don't even really need a fancy cook system, like at all. You just need some water and a little stove and roll with it. And as long as you're not going to freeze to death, you're going to have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't need a lot of stuff for sure.
No.
But what I will always recommend to people is get good stuff that's reliable.
You just undid my whole thing.
Okay, good. Well, I'm sorry, y'all. I had to go pee.
Because I went through the whole, like,
yeah.
People see my setups now, and they're like, "Oh crap, I can't go if I don't buy all that stuff." And I'm like, my entire first 2 years of going camping, as an adult, I literally just bought the minimal required list and bought the budget stuff off Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Which where I'm at, it's a warmer climate for the most, other than like 2 months of the year, so it was fine.
Well, it'll be 4 months this year because it got cold real quick, isn't it? I'm usually smoking or frying a turkey on Thanksgiving, sweating my ass off.
Yeah, normally
this year
I'm out
it was
there like
chilly.
Yeah. Oh no, this year I didn't even want to be out there doing it.
Yeah, I never say that. I'm not that big of a bitch. Yeah.
My problem is I had to break out the solo stove and have it going next to it, so I had somewhere to chill. You know,
hey, good reason to break it out.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, to add on to Smiley's, get decent gear. You don't need to have sleeping bags or tents from Walmart.
No.
You're going to spend a little bit more money. If you're going to buy a $50 sleeping bag at Walmart, go spend 120 to get a decent one. That's because that Walmart one, that's a survival rating.
Yeah.
If it says 30 degrees, that means that if it's
You're not
40,
gonna die.
you're going to be fucking cold. If it's
Yeah.
30, you might survive. But, probably 40, 45, it's going to be rough.
The one thing I've always said is splurge on the sleep system if you're going to splurge on anything. That is the part that makes or breaks many camping trips. And
people getting cold, that'll ruin it.
That or just being uncomfortable. Like your standard inflatable air mattress, a lot of people just grab because they're like $40 or something. Those things are fine if somebody needs to stay in your living room at your house. Don't take those things camping. Like, just don't. And another life hack to inflatable pads is do not inflate them until they're firm. Leave them a little slack.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more comfortable. A lot more comfortable.
Well, they make some of the foam accordion sleep pads now.
Yeah.
That, and I've almost bought a couple, but again, I'm not sleeping on them, so I just haven't. I held myself back. I was proud of myself for walking out of REI because they were in the return section. Nothing wrong with them, and I didn't buy them. But anyway, they've got some of those that are good, but also it depends on what kind of sleeper you are. If you're a stomach sleeper or a back sleeper and don't move a lot, you're going to be all right. If you're like me and like a hot dog on the weenie roller at the gas station, you're not gonna, even a hammock isn't that comfortable. I mean, it's very comfortable, but you're gonna have to wake up to do your moving because you can't just roll around in it.
See, and I sleep on my side in the fetal position, like a Pompeii victim,
Yep. I do too, but I got to have a pillow between my legs and I got to have one for me to snuggle with and then one under my head.
I do the same thing. So is it enlightened equipment? Dude, their inflatable pillows feel just like a normal real pillow. So I literally take like 3 of those every time I'm in a hammock camp.
Hey, also you don't have to most people overinflate your pillow. Your pillow should be usually only about half full.
Yeah. I go about 3.
Because if you overinflate it, the bitch is just going to shoot out from under your head all night long.
That and it'll feel like a brick.
Yeah, that bitch. Yeah, it's amazing how hard air can feel.
Yeah.
Until you overinflate your pillow. It took me the first time. The first time I slept in my hammock, I overinflated the pillow and it was miserable because my neck was like my chin was down at my chest. It was just miserable.
And every time you move, you're like, where the hell did my pillow go?
Yeah, yeah. The bitch was always sitting on top of my head because it would squirt out or either squirt out and fall out of the hammock.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And look, even on the cook stuff camping, get a single burner griddle. You don't go. Of course, I paid like $50 for mine. It was on sale at
it's not
Academy.
It's not the Ozark Trail exploding.
No. I'm not. I know that's. Yeah, those are not camping stoves for me.
Yeah,
because I've got a what the fuck? I can't remember the brand of it, but I've got a white gas.
Okay. Yeah,
that I'll bring
smaller ones.
Yeah. It's white gas. It's not isobutane or propane, whichever one you have. that I use to. That's what if I got to boil a bunch of water. Of course, I always bring it. I always have my small one, because the small one is what I do hot chocolate, or I take instant coffee, Cafe Buccillo instant coffee. I don't take real coffee. So anyway, when I'm just trying to heat up water for mac and cheese or something small, cocoa or that, I'll use that. But I use that white gas burner because it's a bigger one. I use it. You can cook on it because you can control the flame. It's just not a fucking scorched earth rocket coming out. You can control the flame with it.
Yep.
So I bring that, but I bring the griddle when Carter and I go because he wants to have camp bread, and that's the easiest way to make camp bread.
Yeah. Well, you can get well, I don't know. I hadn't tried camp bread in it. Those little they've got them at Academy. I think they're about $10. It's a long handled thing with like a cast iron square on the end.
Oh
And,
yeah,
dude,
it's a toaster. It's a
those
toaster.
things make incredible grilled cheeses.
Grilled cheese. That's because that's what they're fucking exactly for.
Yeah.
Back in the day, that's how people made grilled cheese. And what's funny is if you ever find I don't know about the new ones, I never used it, but the old ones, a slice of bread used to be a little bit smaller back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
We had one of those for whatever the fuck reason. Growing up, we had one, and I made grilled cheese on it. But if you find an old one and you go to make grilled cheese,
it pinches the outsides off.
Yeah, none of the fucking crust is on there. Well, it's on there, but it ends up getting burnt. You just got to peel it off.
So
but
it makes an Uncrustables grilled cheese.
Uncrustable grilled cheese, exactly what it makes.
That sounds.
Yeah, that's what they're for. But I don't have one now because why the fuck do I need a grilled cheese maker I'm going to use 5 times a year? I wouldn't even take it. I'm going to have the griddle. And I'm not, if I'm doing something where I'm not taking the griddle, I'm damn sure not taking a 3-foot long fucking grilled cheese maker.
That's what I got the Solo Stove sticks when I bought my Solo Stove that like break down and they're super nice for just throwing hot dogs or marshmallows or whatever on.
Yeah.
Dude, since I bought those, I'm not gonna lie, like there's been several trips where I'm like, I'm not taking anything but the sticks.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to invest in a good weenie stick.
Yeah, those are if you're gonna buy
the Solo one's good.
If you're gonna buy it, buy those. It's
all right.
I think it's a 4-pack kit, comes in a dang really nice bag that you carry them in. Like it's legit.
The other thing I'll say, if you're looking to upgrade cups or small pots, get a titanium.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up titanium. It's for boiling water, eating dehydrated meals, eating any of the freeze dried meals that you get in a pack. That titanium cup, it heats up so fast, and then it doesn't stay hot forever either.
And
there's a lot of transition in the
insanely light.
Yeah, if you're worried about
what I will say as a forewarning, because I've ran into 4 or 5 people that did not know this, so I want to go ahead and say it. Do not put it on the burner until you have put water in it.
Yes.
It will melt a hole through it.
Yes.
Quickly.
Yep. And these titanium things aren't made for cooking non-liquid items in, because it will fucking burn the shit out of it and just not cook it. They're strict. That's why I said a cup. Like you got 300, 500, 750. I mean, they go up bigger than that, but
I think
the Tokes. Yeah,
900 is what I carry.
Is that the one with the little lid on top, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got that one. I got 750, and I think I got a 500. Well, I don't like drinking coffee out of it because it cools down too fast in that. But that small one, I can heat up water. That's what I usually heat up water in.
So I started with the 500. What I found was when it was like breakfast time and I was trying to rehydrate breakfast, especially like kite camping or backpacking, I would have to do 2 boils to be able to make enough coffee for me to be happy. So I bought the 900, and now I just I literally fill it up with water, boil it all.
Well, that's got the handle on it too. You can hang it over the fire, and
yeah,
I think mine has the handle on. That's why I bought it. Was if I did something where we had to hang it over the fire, I could hang it over the fire.
Yeah,
instead of setting it in the coals.
And it works out good because that one I can actually, if I'm going to use one of the canister stoves, I can fit the canister and the stove in it.
Right.
So it's
Yep.
like an all-in-one little
Yeah.
cup that it's ready to rock and roll. But like, if I use my little alcohol stove, I can throw the alcohol stove in there and some random other stuff. But the jug that I use for the fuel, I have to just have it separate. It's I use the yellow heat fuel additive that you
Right.
can get at any parts store.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm using it. But that one's more of my, I really want to save some weight on like a weekend of really strenuous backpacking. Like that's the setup I take for that.
Yeah. Mine's strictly coming from just really heating up water
Yeah.
and being able to put mac and cheese in there and then leaving it on and stirring it around until it, you got to get the right mac and cheese. You can't do like I did. The mac and cheese I had before was the one you had to boil.
Yeah.
Or what was it? I can't remember. I can't remember now. I'd have to look in my box to see what it is. But some of the mac and cheeses do better um when you're camping like that and you don't have a stove or a pot to boil it. I can't remember which one it
So
is, but
Easy
I
Mac?
think it's not Velveeta. Velveeta was the worst.
Yes. Velveeta's horrible when
I
you
think, matter of fact, I think what I have is either the Walmart brand or the Food Line brand mac and cheese. I think is what I have.
so I buy the Easy Mac when I do it, and
Okay.
I would literally just empty Easy Mac into a freezer bag and
Uh-huh.
then pack it into my meal prep stuff or my food bag. And you pour just enough boiling water in there where it covers everything in there, and then there's maybe just a little bit above it,
Mm-hmm.
and mix it around good. And then
It's good to go.
I got one of those little insulated sleeves.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Yep.
so I'll throw it in there and let it chill for like 30 minutes.
Yeah. See the regular mac and cheese that you grew up eating, it has to have a little bit of cook time because I think on the package it says to cook for 5 or 7 minutes,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that is really hard in those titanium cups because it will fucking fry them, and you can't let it sit long enough to rehydrate the noodles.
No.
But I've been able to work around a little bit more. Once I got that bigger pot, I could work around a little bit more because it was easier. There's more surface area. So in the smaller cup, there were noodles on the bottom, and trying to stir it, you just couldn't get them. And now the bigger pot, there's more noodles in the bottom, and you can get them done. But anyway, if titanium cups are the way to go, they're not that much more expensive, and they're fucking titanium. They're tough.
No, and if you do like I do, I milk REI rewards. Um,
Well,
I
I
wait
do
until I
too.
get like a random 50% off thing, like my
Yeah. Yep.
hammock chair thing that I've got. That's normally like
Mhm.
$300. I think between I had a gift card to REI and a 50% off coupon, and that thing was on sale. I paid like $60 for that $300 chair. So
I'll
I
say 90,
did
probably
milk them.
5%, 95% of the shit I have bought from REI has been from the return section.
Mm-hmm.
95, at least 95%. It could even be more. Because of course, there was a point in time that I was going by the REI 2 or 3 days a week for work. I'm not anymore. So I would just pop in and check out the return section, and that's where how I bought all. Or if you're a member, you get member discounts throughout the year
Yeah.
on their clearance items
Yep.
on there. So I bought a bunch of. I haven't paid full price for many things at REI.
So my problem with the used section where I'm at is, I live close to Athens, a college town.
Mm-hmm.
That section gets picked through
Yeah.
like as soon as it's traded in, it's got like a 30-minute lifespan on the shelf.
Yeah.
Because all the college kids that are struggling, that are trying to get outdoors, are like, oh, I can actually afford that. And so I have figured out couponing side of REI. We'll call it
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, those being a member is paid for itself every year for me because you get those member deals online and it's clearance stuff, it's things like that. But matter of fact, two of my camping chairs are Big Agnes and they're expensive. I mean, they're $180 or something, and I've gotten them for 100 or a little less than 100.
Yep.
And I mean, it's just doing stuff like that. But I don't need any more camping shit. I'm I've got everything I need right now for the camping that Carter and I do right now. I have everything that I need. Matter of fact, the last stuff that I bought were tarps and tarp poles to
The
be able to start putting tarps up instead of, because I used to haul the little 8x8 tailgate tent.
Yep.
That's a fucking pain in the ass. So I got tarps and I bought poles if there's not trees and just be done with it.
So the only thing that I really want that I don't have is that Julka hot tap kit, whatever it's called.
What's that?
It is it's a little box. It has a inline pump, and you can literally take the intake in, chuck it in a stream, lake, whatever. You hook the little box to a propane tank, and it's basically on-demand hot water
Oh, well, that's pretty fucking
for
nice.
taking showers and stuff. And
I
I've got
wouldn't expect
showers.
anything less from your bougie ass.
I know. I want that thing so bad, but it's one of those things. I look at the price and I go, "Do I really need that?" Because I've got one of the little Amazon things that you drop down into a bucket, basically. And what I've figured out is you boil a little bit of water, dump it in the bucket with the other water, and it's warm enough to take a shower.
Yeah, see, fuck all that. I take wet wipes, and I don't even take dude wipes. I take the fucking Walmart brand wet wipes, and that's what I shower with. That's what I wipe my ass with. Like
I
I don't need a water bath. I don't need a hot shower. Just give me a pack of wet wipes, and I'm good to go. Some hand
I take
sanitizer.
I take the combat wipes when we go either kite camping or backpacking. But if the vehicle's gonna be right there, I'm gonna
Not
take a
me.
shower every day.
Of course, Jordan Lake, there's showers in there, but I ain't using those either. I just poop. I just use those to poop. Well, look, man, this is a good time. We're gonna start wrapping it up about an hour and a half. It was I had to throw this together real quick because people having to not be able to make it. And then Smiley was kind of a last minute. We had a guest fall through, and Smiley saved my ass. So we got an episode out. I would say it's a different episode, but it's not because we didn't talk about fishing. We usually don't. But it was just a nice little laid back camping, shooting shit kind of thing. Hopefully, somebody might get an idea on upgrading their equipment. If you have questions, call Smiley. He's got a lot more experience than I do with a lot more different items. But anything to close us out with, Smiley?
Not that I can think of. I'm just glad it worked out. I mean, I
Yeah,
had
me
some
too.
after work stuff to handle, and I had literally just wrapped it up when you texted me, and I was like, "Oh, perfect timing."
Well, I appreciate it. I always want to come here and talk camping. And when Alex is here, he starts talking about other dumb shit because he doesn't really care about camping. So
Yeah.
we just got to geek out on some camping stuff. Well, look, y'all, we
Well,
appreciate you.
he's too
What?
focused on trying to figure out climbing the stairs in the basement.
True, true. He got
That's
mad at me. I think it was 2 episodes ago. I can't remember who the guest was, but I had to go do something, or no, I had to restart my computer. I can't remember. And they were talking about Chat GPT, and Alex got angry with me. He didn't say anything, but in his face, I felt like one of his daughters who had just done something bad. And he, instead of raising his voice, he just looked down at the computer and rolled his eyes and sat back, and he was pissed at me. I shouldn't have done that. I apologize.
that's kind of hilarious. So
It is. Yeah, he was mad. I came completely ruined a really good conversation, apparently. I was like, I don't want to fucking talk about Chat GPT. I think it was Chat GPT. I don't know. But yeah, good times. Well, look, thank y'all for coming to Bass and Brews, your weekly distraction from high quality podcast content. I'm Paul. This is Smiley. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the Patreon to get the monthly Patreon subscriber exclusive right now movie watch with Alex and I. Go leave us shitty 5-star reviews on Spotify and Apple. Y'all have a good one. Over and out.